Today on Design, Build, and Fix, on our Sketchup house design series, we're going to show you how to put a footer on the basement we put in the last video. Alright, as always, if you like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's show you how to do it. Alright, so basically we already have our foundation walls on, and what we're going to do is come down here to the bottom, and what we're going to do is we'll start with the foundation first because that's going to be the relatively easier process. We can't use the same technique for this area because it's so different. And so what we're going to do here is we are going to come in here and grab the push-pull tool, the offset tool, and we are going to come in here and get to that point and offset this out by 5 inches. And the reason we're going out 5 inches is because a wall that's 10 inches thick has to have a 20-inch wide footer, and if our walls are already 10 inches thick and we go 5 on one side, that'll give us 15. Then we have to go 5 on the opposite side. So I'm going to go 5, hit enter, and then what I'm going to do is push-pull this down. I'm not going to quite do the other side yet. Now, foundations, footers for foundations, if you have a 10-inch wall, the foundation or the footer has to be 20 inches wide but 10 inches deep. So I'm going to type in 10 and hit enter. And then what we want to do is to finish this thing off. So I'm just going to pull these things over to the other side, and if you get stuck on the wall, just keep going a little bit further. Then you can type in 15, which will give us the total of 20 inches. And then you're just going to follow that around, and I'm going to type in 15, and you're going to do this all the way around. Now if we get stuck here, just go on to face. Now we know that that's 10 plus 5, that's 15, and just go another 5. And same thing is going to happen here. That didn't get stuck, so I go 15. And we'll 15 again. We're going to go an extra 5 because that one was stuck on that surface. And you're just chasing this thing around to get this to where it has to go. Go an extra 5. Looks like this is going to be our last one. Okay, so now we have all of our footers on for the main structure of the house. Now what we want to do is to have to do this. Now what's going to happen here is when we do this and we're going to close this out, we're going to have to try and offset this. If I offset this and go out, it's going to do both sides. So that's fine. We're just going to have to adjust some things. Now 8-inch walls only require 16-inch wide footer, so I'm only going to go out 4 inches. And then what I'm going to do is come in here and start erasing some of these boxes we don't need on the inside, and then we're going to pull them back out like we did before. So I'm going to get rid of these inside portions of it. And then we're going to have to create some other lines to close this thing up. Alright, so we're going to have to make this a closed object. Click in here, and then I'm going to come over here and we're going to close this one up. Okay, and then we now have to finish this thing up by drawing, because remember we only offset part of it. I have to chase this thing around. Now when I do this one, I can't hit that corner, I have to hit the end of this line. Okay, so once that's completely gray, that means that that can be push-pulled. So now I'm going to push-pull it. And because the wall is 8 inches thick, it only has to be 8 inches tall, so we type in 8. And then this one can be push-pulled 8 also. And then I have to finish up like I did on the outside. Pull this in Well, we already went 4, and it has to be 16, so this one's going to be 12. And I'm just going to keep push-pulling these things 12. And I can actually go up onto those surfaces because it's going to be the same there. Okay, so let's zip this thing around and make sure we got all our surfaces. Alright, so we have to close this up. Go to there. And when I did that, it opened this area up underneath here. So all I have to do is just heal that surface by grabbing the rectangle tool and putting it back on there, and then I can continue to pull that another 4, because that's all I had to do is make that up to 4. Okay, so now we can do is go in and start cleaning up some of these lines. Like, we're not going to need that surface, that one, or that. And make sure we have all of those things gone. Alright, now one of the things you're going to find is that it lost some of this top part. So what I'm going to do is grab the rectangle, and I'm just going to heal that surface by drawing a rectangle on there. Once I do that, it's going to heal all the rest of that surface. And then I can come in here and erase all those lines that overlapped. Let's see if we got any more over here. Looks like there's none there. Okay. And looks like our bottom one is going to be fine. And we want to reverse those faces. So let's grab the selection tool. And zoom in here, see if we can get to it. There we go. Right click, reverse face. And that's going to make those all relatively white. Okay. So now what we want to do is to make sure everything is going to be the way it's supposed to be, and put these things in the group and see if there's any other surfaces that we have to heal. So let's go to our layers, and let's go ahead and turn off our exterior walls, floors, roofs, interior, exterior walls, porch. So that's only going to be leaving just the basement. Okay, so now we can't see into the basements because remember we actually drew surfaces on here. And so we want to get rid of this stuff, but let's go ahead and heal that top surface. Just grab a rectangle tool, and that's going to heal that whole surface. And I'm going to do the same thing over here and heal that surface. And then what I can do is come in and select that, right click, erase, right click, erase. And that's going to heal up those surfaces that we need to have healed. And if I want to, I'm going to come in here and let's go ahead and erase all those. Let's select off that. Erase all these lines where those boxes that we just drew caused us to have lines in there, just to clean all these surfaces up, just so we don't have any edges. Let's zoom around here and make sure we got everything where it all has to be. Let's see, we got one here. There it is. And probably got one over here. Nope. Right, so it looks like we're good. Now I'm going to grab the last thing I'm going to do is to click on there. Let's zoom in and click on that surface. Right click. Okay, we got to zoom in a little bit more. Right click, reverse face. And that clean that up. Right click, reverse face. And then we can actually get rid of, erase that surface. Okay, so now we have all of our basement walls and our footers, everything where it's supposed to be. And now we're going to drag a box around it, right click, make it a group, and then we're going to put it into our basement layer. Turn it off, make sure we got everything, and we do. So let's turn everything back on. Now we can leave our dimensions off. And now we have a house that has everything that it needs. And we'll deal with this no floor in the basement here shortly. And if you really wanted to turn your basement stuff off, and it gives you back the house that we were looking at before. So that's how you do a footer in SketchUp. Alright, well thanks for watching another SketchUp House Design Series video. More videos coming out here shortly. Next one's actually going to be on showing you how to do the spacing for the beams
and the post in the basement. All right, as always, if you like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'll see you on the next one.